If you're looking for ways to help the earth, maybe it's time to look at what you're eating.
The environmental impact of what you buy at a grocery store isn't something that's front and center.
Matt Bertulli, co-founder and CEO of Pella, shares 3 ways our food chain impacts the environment and how the Climatarian diet can help. Let's start with the carbon footprint.
It puts what you eat into the context of the impact on the environment. I think it's really important for people to understand that meat on its own isn't actually the problem. It's the industrial complex around the meat production that's the problem.
According to the American Lung Association, our food system, including meat, dairy, and agriculture consumption, contributes over 30% of global greenhouse gas emissions.
All the equipment and the fossil fuels, everything that goes into managing large cattle farms.
In terms of carbon emissions, a meatless Monday is the equivalent of saving 100 miles worth of driving.
It adds up to a pretty significant impact.
Next, air pollution.
Air quality to me is less about trucks on the road and planes in the air.
He says land management, which includes deforestation for animal and crop farming, are a bigger issue.
And when they say climate change is responsible for fires, this is a big part of it.
He says pay attention to where your food comes from and source locally when possible.
The more that we know about it, the better decisions we can make.
Finally, water quality.
I like to support farmers who are doing as much like old world farming as possible.
This includes raising animals free range and organic farming to avoid pesticides and chemical runoffs.
That's going back into our waterways. And that's impacting the quality of those waterways. That's fish reproduction, it's everything, up and down, the whole food chain.
His suggestion is to vote with your dollars by buying organic and free-range foods if possible.
There's nothing more powerful that a consumer can do than to spend their money in places that signal to companies that this is what you guys should be supporting.
Good for your health and good for the planet.